Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my March bullet journal plan with me as well as my February flip through. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. And if you would like to see my February plan with me as well as my January and 2018 bullet journal setup, I will leave a link in the description as well as in the top right hand corner of this video. So here's just my cover page. I went for kind of a floral pink and green color scheme. So this is my calendar. I really enjoy having a calendar for the entire month. It makes it super easy to see what's going on for the month. So I didn't really use my habit tracker or my mood tracker very much, so I'm probably not going to include that this month. We'll see. So here's just a weekly spread. I always find it awkward in the beginning of the month when I have to include more than 1 week in a page, but I'll figure that out. Here's another one. I really like how this one turned out. As you can see, I also used some photos, and those I just printed off from the internet onto some printer paper. And here's another weekly spread. Recently I've been doing more journaling in my bullet journal, and I really like the look of it, and I also just like it for my own personal interest. So this is what this page looks like. So this next one is just a page that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's my favorite things. I printed a bunch of photos and I kind of just scrapbooked them in here. I really like this to look back on it in like years. I think it'll be interesting. And then this spread is for this week, which I have not completed yet. And yeah, so I'm going to be working on my March spread for now. So let's get started. Okay, so I started by making this cover page that I absolutely hated how it turned out, but I think it was like going okay until I decided to add in like all the markers. So I decided to completely scrap that, and I glued on this watercolor that I did on a separate piece of paper, and I like how it turned out a whole lot better. This month I was going for a green foresty plant kind of look, so I did this watercolor with this plant on the front, and then I wrote March with some black markers, and then I did a white drop shadow behind it. But I definitely like this, and it's also a really good way to cover up work that you're not exactly a fan of. So this is how it turned out. So on my next page, I'm going to be doing a full calendar. As you can see, part of my old cover page kind of seeped through the page, but I'm gonna go on without it. So I put these two images on there with some gold washi tape, and then I went ahead and drew out my calendar. I just sketched them out with a pencil first just so I knew the right dimensions, and then I went over it with a black fine liner. And after erasing a bunch of the lines, I wrote March on the top with a silver Sharpie, and I like these markers a lot because they don't actually soak through the pages of my bullet journal, which is really awesome. And then I went ahead and wrote out all of the days of the month just with a fine liner, and then I added a black drop shadow with another black fine liner on my March heading for the month. And I also used some of this craft paper to make heading. I also added in some succulent stickers, which I actually made, as well as some other designs, so maybe I'll do a video on that, on how I make those without sticker paper. And I also just added some more random doodles, and then I'm going to move on to my next page. So for this one, I started by taking some photos that were in my color scheme, and I glued them on, and then on some craft paper I wrote goals with a Tombow pen, and then I repeated that on the other side, and I'm having a section for highlights. I like to do this every month just so I have something to look back on throughout the year. I also added this watercolor swatch that I did a while ago, and as well as some of that gold washi tape and some more doodles, and I really like how that page turned out. So now into my first weekly spread. I'm going to be adding some more photos. There seems to be a theme going on. Some craft paper, that gold washi tape, and then I wrote March with a fine liner, and then I glued that in. So for the first month I always have to do, or for the first week I always do like more than 7 days, just because I have to include the stuff from the other month, or from the little bit from the first week. So I ended up making like Sunday way too close to highlights, so as you can see I ended up covering that in this clip. But yeah, this is how the page turned out. I like it. It's a little bit squished, so maybe I'll have to figure out a better way to organize all the days, but here is the final flip through of all of my March pages. So those are not all the pages that I do in a month. I also go ahead and do a new weekly spread every week, obviously. So those ones I will be doing as I go along throughout the month, and then I'll also be filling in all of the pages I've completed today. So if you guys would like to keep up with my bullet journaling, then make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next bullet journaling video, so then you can see how this month turned out. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today, but thank you so much for watching, and make sure you comment down below any video ideas you have for me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!